And boom. We have
Who do you follow? Galen
I'm following
or?
Galen. So we are
Okay.
gonna have USA hand on at the bottom. We're gonna be following USA, and at the top, you guys
Cool.
have USSR. Really good hands for both, to be honest.
Yeah. Middle East, distal.
That means there's gonna be some
Oh,
classic
distal
hands
and
coming.
decor actually.
There are gonna be so many ops spent on the first turns that the next turns are
Well,
gonna
if
be
he's
kind of low.
perched, then yeah, it sucks a little bit. But other than that, this is almost a dream hand.
Yeah, so
Okay.
as USA, you know, you get Middle East, you have the factors. It's probably gonna be Middle East, to be completely honest. I don't think he's gonna
Yeah.
go with the factors. He controls Dico, that's always good. And distal both. Okay. This is actually pretty good. Blockade is on the hand of USSR, so that distal is sadly gonna go to the discard really quick.
Depends. A turn one blockade is not really optimal.
It is not. That's correct. And I would say he probably will hold it to turn two, but he is.
Okay, if he
I
can.
doubt that he's gonna have to manage some because he has Dagon cover and CIA. So he probably will play Dagon cover mid-turn before he gives too many VPs, or even on the first turn. And
Oh no, not on the first AR. That's usually too forgiving. And that's not the right word. Too generous. Because, well, then you forfeit the
last
attack
coup
on
on Iran.
Italy, the attack on Iran. To be honest, I quite often am willing to risk holding the CA until turn 2.
That's fair. Like as
Or
long as you
just,
have
well,
China card, there is no real danger.
yes. Also, well, it's a problem when the other guy has Fidel. Because if they don't, usually you can dump it for free. Unless you want some early decal, but well, you don't have one.
Let me give these guys a little heads up because they seem to be confused.
Oh, right, they already clicked, but...
You guys can start whenever. Okay, I'm gonna mute you back.
Okay.
I just asked for a couple of minutes. So they're good to go.
Yeah, usually they don't click start before they are ready.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Oh, no fast animations for Galen. It's hurtful to watch. Come on, like... so slow. And that's for a Blitz player. I mean, I played 2 games against Galen. Both of them were Blitz games, so he's a very strong Blitz player.
And he plays with that animation speed? Oh my god.
No, I'm pretty sure he had to change it for the Blitz tournament.
Alright, so we see a dump of Europe and 4 VPs in the Middle East.
Okay.
So I guess he's definitely not going for the coup in Italy, right? Otherwise he would have hold that.
Yeah. Besides, Italy at 4, I really don't like going for a coup against full strength Italy. If someone goes for the modern approach with 3 West Germany, 3 France, 2 Italy, then yes, because then my coup is not wasted. I mean, if I remove influence, it has to be replaced. With 4, I mean, it's lovely to get Italy,
chances are better with when they don't have access than when they have access to France, right?
It's pretty much the same. You need to
to
roll a 4 with 4 to get Italy.
Yeah.
But it's better for the Soviets if it has 2, because then you immediately control it, and even if you fail, the opponent has to do something about it.
Fair.
Okay, going for something I really don't like. Very old-style approach. I mean, why not coup Iran?
Yeah, I think coupping Iran was a better option here. Like, removing the access. He has the ops, for sure. He has nuclear test ban. He has US Japan he wants.
Oh, even duck and cover. If he has it, as you said, then, well...
Yeah, I like duck and cover.
It's
Problem with duck and cover,
needlessly
like you were saying.
benign.
Yeah, kind of like signaling a weak hand, which I don't think his hand is that bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I like the Malaysian move.
Then even if it is a weak hand, I mean, if you coup Iran, you always have a chance of achieving something there. Even if you coup the one, you can clear it.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, unless you have an access card, you really should go for an IR1 coup.
Yep, I agree. Iran is way too important to, even after Middle East is being scored, it doesn't matter. It's for the access to West Asia. It's just way too important. And Afghanistan move is just gonna be too slow because US is gonna move immediately into Pakistan, and now you basically rolling on a coup with worse options, worse war odds.
Well, he will try duck and cover.
Trying to cool down to Pakistan, that it's gonna be, but now,
well, I
now the
guess
chances
so.
now the chances are worse.
Exactly, clearing it.
Now it's not enough, right?
It's not enough.
If he rolled that on Iran, that would have been enough because he doesn't have access. He has to coup back.
And that's always risky because the opponent, the Soviets, might have the access card for the Southeast Asia.
Exactly.
Even if you don't have it, well, you bluff it. So for me, this is already advantage Galen.
Yep.
By the way, I am astonished that Galen's rating is not above 1900. An 18-2 player with the skill that I witnessed on myself when he beat me in one of these blitz games, well, that definitely sounds like a whoa, another coup. Okay.
Interesting. Dropping
Then
that
again,
one. He has CIA, so he probably got rid of it right now before Fidel comes out.
What? No. Why?
Domination in Asia. It's the only unscored reason right now.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. But
Protection,
you're
IP
cut off
war.
from the Middle East. At least
He's
partially.
fine. He's fine. He can go to Egypt. He can go to Lebanon. Middle East have been scored.
Well,
And
no,
right now there is
Lebanon
no
and
threat.
Iran. I would ignore that threat, to be honest, although it's a great bluff. When maybe I'm just saying that because I know that
he doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it. I might be scared as the Soviets, yes. Because my first
score.
instinct
Right
would be to take Lebanon and Iran. I mean, I don't imagine not taking... Okay, if he's playing a 2-up, he's not defending anyway. Okay, ballsy.
Now he has to take Egypt.
Oh, definitely. Okay, might risk that first. Although, if I had Arab-Israeli war, I'm playing it right now.
For sure. But he could have played the previous turn as well with the same chances. So I don't think.
No, because then he would lose Iran. Iran was not controlled back then. Also, Dicarlo is obviously a tell that I have this in my hand. Oh, okay, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Okay.
Spacing Deagle is very much I think it's very much a tell.
And okay, it's not that much a tell because sometimes you spell Deagle on turn 1 even without distal, on assumption that you don't get to hold Deagle anyway. Whichever player gets blockade on turn 2, or if you get distal on turn 2. In all these scenarios, you don't get to hold Deagle.
Yeah, that's fair. The only way that you get to hold Deagle and distal is if blockade comes on 3.
Yes, and unless maybe if the Soviets give you the China card, which will not happen, I assume.
Yeah.
On this turn.
It had to be a really, really bad hand for the Soviets to give up.
Although, okay, there's some justification in
CIA is
playing
gone,
the
so
China card here.
Maybe China card will be played. Like once CAA is gone,
Yes,
there's not
because
as
you
much reason.
might not want to play blockade. You're definitely not going to play US Japan unless to space. And if you do nothing in Asia, then I would break North Korea on my AR6
Oh,
for a
absolutely.
domination versus nothing.
Present-less domination. It's gonna be a lot of points.
Okay. Yes.
And with
Okay.
that, there you go.
He's playing it safe, very reasonably. Egypt makes sense, of course. And now, Galen, decision time. I might have even used 5-year plan for Pakistan overprotection here. Because China card play is understandable from the Soviets right now. Immediately just stops.
All right, he has blockades for influence, so he's gonna have.
Why? No, I really didn't like that.
All right, so now this organization is gonna go to space and turn 3. We're never gonna see that happening. I'm sure Galen is really happy about that.
Oh, definitely. Advantage Galen. Once again.
VP is there for the mail-ups.
In the Pakistani war, which is also pretty good.
Oof, Marshall Plan and Purge and US Japan on the red hand.
Well, okay, US Japan, it's not perfectly playable.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, Asia
Marshall
seems
is
kind of
even
lost.
worse. But okay, Purge.
Red
Hello,
Purge.
and just
Red Scare Purge. I mean, also Vietnam Revolts could be really good headline here, like flipping time.
Oh, I didn't know he had it.
Yeah, Vietnam Revolts.
In that case, yes, definitely.
Free of the factors, so you know.
Well, unrest, really? That's a waste. Especially, okay, he's giving up Warsaw later. No, I didn't like that.
Indo-Paki
Exactly.
into Pakistan, and just try to get something out of it. Get your mail ups that you're not gonna do anyway.
Although against a Vietnam revolts plus takeover of Thailand, Indo-Pakistan is not as useful, to be honest. Okay, but he's not going for it. I think he should have. Despite losing out on mid-ops, he really should have. I mean, it's Thailand we're talking about. And he doesn't even have to sacrifice the China card to get it.
So he went for the RSP. Ooh, where?
In Panama, yes, of course.
Fair. But now the Thailand flip is just not gonna happen. Because even if he plays VR, like he's gonna overprotect with 1, even if he's purge.
Mm.
He's gonna play any of the ones that he has now.
Well, to be honest, the Soviets will have enough ops.
I mean, he could jump anyway. Yeah, but now he's gonna.
Okay, unless he plays 2. I think he's going for Laos and Thailand, but if David jumps China into Thailand, it's at 3-3, and you don't have the cards to fix it. Of course, he cannot just assume that the opponent doesn't have a 2-up, well, a 3-up in this situation. But no, even if he would have to have a 4-up to fully protect it. Otherwise, you can take over Thailand with the US-Japan. No, China card gets you to 3-3. If USA were to fix it at 5-3, then you spend US-Japan or Marshall, sadly probably Marshall, as annoying as it is, to take Thailand again.
No, what I'm saying is he does that China card, he doesn't have any two to take it back, so it's just done.
Yes, but even if he had, it's not enough. So it's a reasonable play for the Soviets. Practically, he has to do something in Asia. So either China into Pakistan or China into Thailand. I don't see any other play here. I mean, okay, maybe into West Germany, but
There full influence. Flip
yeah,
goes
I think he's
Cambodia.
going for it. No. Not exactly
I
a
don't like that.
fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the country count. Like I don't think I would go for Thailand at this point. Now that it's overprotected, I'll probably just flip Pakistan and just take the roll on IP war. If he wants to, roll at 5 or 6,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah, but 1 in 3 in early war is usually
I don't know. He'll definitely
successful.
roll, especially because he has to get mill-ups. But
Yeah, just that I found that in the Pakistani war, in the early war, works more often than it doesn't, despite what the numbers say.
is that part of the conspiracy, Ziemowit?
Sorry.
This is
Okay,
misinformation,
now,
guys. Don't listen to Ziemowit.
come on, I'm not the fake news guy.
Anyhow.
Yeah, I wouldn't risk it anyway. Cambridge into Pakistan would be my
I
move
will
here.
100% take the risk, but I don't know. Honestly, my plan would have been completely different for this turn. I would have gone for B out on headline and flip Talon immediately.
Well, but he's going for... Okay, maybe Arab Israeli is better because the other guy might have Nasser, so you're playing Arab Israeli anyway.
Oof.
Yeah.
That was close.
A good call with the card. Because, you're right, because it's 5-3 now. And yes, perhaps this was a better choice because the Soviets can easily take Burma and Afghanistan in one move, I assume. Okay, so just South Korea. Low playing it. So what do you do now? Cambridge into Burma.
That's not enough. He needs 2 points. He's purged. He
No,
does
he
1.
still controls. He still dominates Asia, even as it is now.
He needs to take Philippines. Yeah, I know, but
It's
putting
just
1
that
into
well,
Burma
USA
doesn't
needs a
mean.
move.
Yeah.
You need a move, so
You can just overprotect Pakistan. China guard is still a thing.
yeah, but
Also,
there's a problem if USSR goes up by 2 in Asia.
he could also put the China guard into Japan. Like, he controls US Japan, so he can just keep it on space in the next turn.
I know.
It's an unusual move, but, giving...
No, but so tempting. I think I would have played a bit differently and taken Afghanistan first
We also
over South
know that
Korea.
Asia is not on anyone's hand, and I think they both
Yeah.
know because he would have been scored already.
No, Soviets might still be fighting for Asia, so it's not 100% sure that David doesn't have it. It's
Wouldn't you
just
have been
certain that Galen
way
doesn't.
way more aggressive if you had it in hand?
Maybe. Okay, he's going for Pakistan. I feel it.
Yeah, I think so.
No,
All right,
oh, come on, that's timid.
he's going for my idea. He's gonna space use Japan, and he's keeping. Which I don't think it's better than going for Pakistan. I know Indo-Pak is still in the deck, but
I would have taken Afghanistan
actually I
and
don't know
then gone
because
for Pakistan.
you're basically gonna score Asia once for the same. If all right, he's going for that. He has to do it
Yeah,
anyway
he should have. Okay, he should have targeted India right now
because it's better
if the
odds.
China
Yeah.
card is in his hand, but never mind. Okay.
1 BP there for the Reds.
And Cambridge goes into... Okay, very reasonable.
Actually, if you just want to protect Panama, it's better to go to Costa Rica, but yeah, fine.
True, but it's also a bit wasteful to be there, especially with no Cuba in
Sure.
Soviet's hands.
Yeah, but if
So
right now you don't really care, I mean, yeah, okay, for in the long run, it's kind of a wasted point. But right now,
I know.
the
Makes
maths.
sense as well. It gives you a slightly better odds of controlling Panama back after a coup.
Yeah,
Although gives Soviets slightly better chances of getting any influence there, which might also matter.
that's fair.
So hard to say. I think I would have went for Panama anyway, but
I
might
normally
depend on the
actually
mood
do
of the
it.
day.
I say that number wise, if all you want is to protect Panama, and that's what all you want right now in turn 2, that's the best play. All right, so look at that,
Okay.
Asia and Middle East. That's just gonna be
Yeah, and okay, what are the odds of getting domination in Asia? It's 6-5 at the moment, so not that bad. You dump Middle East in the headline.
he has to flip something, right?
Just Taiwan.
Oh, Formosa is active. That's correct.
Oh yeah. That part is that after taking Taiwan, you don't have that many ops.
Thing is, Nasser is on the other hand, right? So a Nasser headline here. Oh no, it
Doesn't
doesn't
really
even
change
matter. It doesn't
anything.
matter. Yeah, I thought he had Iraq as well, so it would basically be no.
Okay, not sure about independent Reds, but if the other guy has it, you might want to open up with Romanian abdication.
Now, independent has already been played, so.
Oh, okay, I
And
missed
early
that.
on the turn.
Ooh la la la. Okay, but what is he going for it? For, sorry, because... Huh. Might be justified to just grab France
Yeah, absolutely.
with Middle East scored.
I think so. Because Asia is 3-3. I mean, he has to know that Taiwan could be a problem. Maybe he can
Yeah, but
put 2
he can
France,
fight
1
for it.
Taiwan.
Burma, Afghanistan.
I don't think he can fight for it realistically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he takes Taiwan. That's it. 7-8.
7-5 at first. Then you take Afghanistan and Burma. The USA takes
Taiwan and Philippines, and that's it.
Philippines, but then you poke.
Okay.
Of course, against a regular strength US hand, it would not have worked. But this hand is crap.
That's fair.
I mean, Cambridge is unplayable before Asia. Distal, not at all. Oh, and if you even get the UN intervention to help you with the ops.
Yeah. There it goes.
Instadom. Yeah. What do? You probably still coup. Come on, you cannot win. No, I didn't like that, really. I mean, if the other guy wants a dom, with this hand, he will get a dom. And he just might have...
He knows the hand, so he knows that on the other hand they have it's martial, containment, special relationship, and fire plan. He knows every single. Oh no, fire plan is unknown.
No, he couldn't possibly know every single card.
He knows everything but fire plan.
Really?
I
That
think
many?
so. Yeah, I think
That's weird.
I don't think
On
we've
turn
seen
3.
unless special relationship has already been played. Maybe I don't know.
No, we haven't seen special, I think.
Okay, so then the only
So,
card that he doesn't know is fire plan because it's a redraw. Everything else is no.
come on, just take a coup. If he has Europe, well, tough. But at least you'll get mill-ups and protect your battleground. I mean, now he has to see that he cannot win.
Yeah, he has to
Oh,
trade.
okay. Clever.
Yeah, because
Redirection.
he just gave Comic Con, so that basically gives another easy 2 countries to take. So it's like it's too difficult with this hand to defend. And Socialist government is gonna
Yeah.
be an empty action round, and Dista has to go to space, and Cambridge strategy can't even play until Asia's gone. Romanian is just one.
Yeah.
It's just a
I
little
was
difficult.
I was surprised about Galen that he didn't coup after. Sorry, that David didn't coup after Galen took Greece. I mean, Special could have waited. You just take a coup, grab the Millops, possibly a battleground. Okay, now it takes a 3-up to defend yourself. I assume he has a 3-up. Other than 5-year plan, of course.
Like he's gonna play Nasser. Probably he won't play for the event anyway because merely score. There's no point.
Definitely, yeah, that's a good late war Nasser. But does David have a 3-up? Ooh. So Galen got away with that. Damn.
Boom.
Impressive.
Galen going to 9 PPs. He'll go down
That
to
means
8.
David must have a weak hand right now.
He has a lot of blues, right? He has Marshall, he has Containment, he has Fire Plan. I'll be back in a minute.
That's his only 3 remaining cards, actually. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if you play Marshall here. Probably not. Sorry. Oh, yes. Wow. Yeah, but it's always too generous to give away Marshall. Even with all the 2-steps taken. Now there's a bunch of new sort of 2-steps where USA just needs to influence to control. And it's just 6-4. Oh, it will, after Romania it will be 7. Okay, so that makes it safer. Okay, so containment to Algeria. Hard to say where else. Probably France. But you're running out of targets for the ops. Out of access. Which was, by the way, another reason to space Marshall, because if you don't have good place to spend your ops, perhaps it's better just to space. Pedro, you around? Stopped hearing you. Okay. Guess it's just me for a while. Right you are. Come on, you have to play Romania abdication. Maybe Cambridge first. In order to tempt Soviets into putting some more influence somewhere in Europe. Yes, now that's safe. No way to bluff that.
We'll see that there's been a little bit of movement.
Mostly in Europe.
I mean, Galen
Just
has
going through the motions now.
Galen has invested a lot there to defend. Oh no, it was Marshall that was playing. That's why he has like.
Yeah, just Marshall.
Okay.
He'll just ignore you for a while. At 7-4, it's not worth his ops right now. He needs them for Zaire and Mexico, of course.
He went to Angola.
Whoa, another guy into France.
Well, that's not going anywhere. I guess he wants a domination.
Well, he will have it.
That's turn for space.
Okay, so
No?
once again, advantage Galen. Unless he gets crap like this.
Well, he has Africa scoring, and he has an advantage in Africa right now. So if he's able to,
Yeah, but that's a coup target if I ever saw one in
yeah,
Africa. So practically he probably has to dump Africa right now. And he better be able to space 2 cards, because otherwise it's probably China card. What? Really? Not a fan. John Paul doesn't do anything
is it
in the
enough to?
headline.
No, it's not enough. If it was enough to break
And
domination, maybe.
yeah, sure, then you create a threat. But without it, you're just worsening your position in Africa. I mean, this hand doesn't give you any chance to make it better. You can take South Africa at best, but
You can take South Africa and Angola, but then you're still going to get 2-2 in the
then
best
again,
scenario, because he's gonna.
yeah, unless there's an ABM in the headline, you're not getting dominated in Africa or Brush, of course.
Allende, he gets that
But
access
also,
to
it's
South
that
America.
yeah, it's that you want the opponent to coup a tougher target. If you dump Africa, then he has to go for Panama, which is harder to get.
I think he 100% go to Zaire. Like I wouldn't even.
Yeah, that's a coup in Zaire if I ever saw one.
There he
Okay,
goes.
unless he rolls a 1 here.
Nope.
No.
Gonna dump right now. Yep.
Well, I would have taken South Africa first, but okay.
For the long run, yes, but like for right now, he has a few cards to manage, so maybe just it's okay to keep your ops in the hand. I don't disagree.
But you don't have that many spaces you want to play anyway.
Those kitchen debates.
I guess it's free in that case, after Chile at least.
Space, equal, boom. 2 more VPs. We'll see a Fidel space as well and keep holding this still.
Definitely. If Soviets allow it, of course.
No.
And they will not.
No double space.
Okay, that justifies playing the China card in my book.
You could also just.
No. You should not have used Olympic Games for it. That's a coup card if there's an opportunity. You should have used NATO, I think. Maybe even the China card.
Maybe he can just play Fidel and realign it immediately.
Well, maybe, but what if it fails? No real reason to risk that. Yes, I think I would have played the China card here. Okay, he could play the China card AR7? No, that's Brezhnev. You want to play China earlier.
Yeah, you probably want to take one Pakistan to protect, and then maybe take flip blast Cambodia for Southeast Asia.
Yes, that actually. Ay. No, okay, I really didn't like that. Why not even try NATO to take last Cambodia? I mean, that's 2 VP just waiting there. But I would have you spend the China card immediately, Laos, Cambodia, and Burma to get the best possible score in Asia and also hold Fidel. I don't want to give up Fidel.
Yeah, for sure. Giving Fidel could be the difference between getting basically winning on Central America, right? Like if you score Central America for 7, for 8 without presence, boom, that's it, right? I don't remember if it's 8 presence
Okay,
or
you will lose
domination.
out on Millops here. Unless. No,
I
but
mean, you're
that you
never,
would.
you're rarely gonna get Millops here because I don't think they're gonna coup Guatemala, but
Whoa.
I do not like this race for Europe. I think Europe is gone, brother.
No, I mean, one more up, and it's a draw in Europe.
Well, yeah, but he already put 4, and he's not even tied. He needs to put
Yeah,
one
that's why
more, and then
I know. That's why I wouldn't have done that anyway.
a lot of commitment to Europe. But the thing is, like, where can he put ups right now that is effective?
Yes,
Well,
no more targets. I mean, only
he gonna get
reasonable
3
one.
more BPs on Southeast Asia,
Exactly.
and he'd be at 15 right now.
Well, Soviets could have fought, of course, for Laos.
That could have.
Okay, it's
Not
what,
realign.
reline now? We have to try.
Boom.
Whoa. Okay,
Easy. Easy
he's
double lead.
justified.
Chile? Chile? Okay.
Seriously? No. Okay, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Chile is, I think, at -2.
Oh, they
There's
already
at
have
least one
Argentina?
in
Okay.
Argentina, maybe two.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fair, said Galen. Joker.
Absolutely ridiculous realigns.
Yeah, removing, how much was it? 7 influence at 0?
Something that was a CIA plan. We knew it all along. You heard it here before.
Yeah, with that Fidel play, I was pretty sure that his optimism is writing a check his luck can't cash, but well, it could, and it did.
We'll see. I don't see this game like completely lost for David. It's not looking good, but because of the
He has
score and right.
something, yeah. He got to South America first. That's
Because
huge.
South America could score for 10 right now for him, as far as we know, right?
Well, okay, it's not that easy to get to the other half, but yeah.
It's not that easy, but you know, like
Although this realignment, yes, suddenly Brezhnev into Cuba on AR7. Okay, yeah, he's just taking it easy.
Wheels of America is gone, so I don't know why he represented there.
Just for OS or stuff.
All right, so Central America could be victory.
No, not game ending.
Because
Bluffs.
we're gonna go to 10. Yes, gonna go to 10.
But that Central plus Alliance for Progress,
Liberation theology.
which he has. Oh, and he has Cuban Missile Crisis. Okay, he's golden right now.
Yep.
So Cuban Insta headline.
Prohibiting
Even
coups.
has Liberation Theology. Damn. Okay, only brush war. Only brush war. Chance to fight for Central.
What happened?
He's reloading the game, I assume. What?
Oh, it's the other game. He went to the other game that he has.
Oh, misclick? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, some async game, I assume.
I honestly hate that button. I think it makes no sense why they put that there. But
yeah, maybe somewhere else. Not in the same place like the confirm move. Okay, but that's okay. That's winning position for Galen already. I don't mind saying that. And it would take a tremendous amount of luck for David to make something out of it. Even if he has Europe and, let's say, doesn't lose this turn. Because this Cuban Missile Crisis means you get Venezuela. Okay, unless against... If he has Junta, I think that's the only card that could...
Oh, Missile Embis is gonna pull Flower Power.
Yeah, nothing really. Although, of course, it's nice to have a 4-up.
Yeah, change a 4-up for a 2-up. I mean, you reduce their hand by 2, but...
I have just lost. Oh, okay, he was expecting we'll bury you. Always good to know. at least one card that opponent doesn't have. Okay, but now he has to go to Uruguay with at least two,
Yeah, that was
preferably
actually
three.
kind of risky. Like you don't know, he didn't know the position of We Will Bury You, and there are a lot of cards that could lower DEFCON that haven't come out.
Yeah, but when you're behind,
Yeah, you have
you
to take it
gamble.
for sure.
David is behind.
Alliance of Progress is gonna be 3 VPs probably.
Well,
Late.
4 at least. USA is taking at least Venezuela this turn. Just walking there, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's
Okay,
fair.
unless Junta, but he would have headlined Junta, so he
Yeah.
doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it. He actually has kind of a poor hand, to be honest. He has moves in Rev, but doesn't have the muscle to actually go to take Egypt and Libya. And probably not worth it. He has Papa Governments in hand, he has Colonel Rear Guards, OAS, and a Suri in hand. So he has a lot to manage.
Yeah.
And on his own cards are Cultural Rev, Willy, and Korean War, along with Muslim Rev. So, you know, not a lot of ops to work with and a lot to manage. So, not a real good hand.
Yeah.
I think we could say
Pretty
the same
disgusting.
for Galen, like Liberation Theology and OPEC. But you just kind of free, and distal, you're gonna with space, so it's like OPEC is 3 VPs as
Yeah, I
well.
mean,
You're
you
definitely
might
not gonna
have
be
to
bad.
suffer through OPEC, but that's just 3 VP at worst here, so. You don't have to suffer anything else. Space liberation, hold the distal.
Leaf Theory definitely not gonna be played. There's no reason why to
Or,
give him access.
yeah, I'll play the China card even. Okay, he's going for 3. So you don't coup at 3. You just take Venezuela. Right, you are, sir.
So it's gonna be a domination in South America for probably.
Yes, definitely. But, well. Okay, would be a good try to take Saharan as well this turn, this action round. That way you get Nigeria, I assume.
Thing is,
He didn't consider it.
He doesn't really have a 3 that he can play.
No, it just took a 2. 1 Brazil, 1 Saharan state.
Oh, okay.
And then another 2 to grab both after your opponent takes Venezuela.
Yeah, because now Nigeria is completely exposed to the US and you cannot do anything about it.
Yeah, exactly, you just grab it. Venezuela would have probably played once again the China card, as you say here. Although he can wait. Ooh la la. Okay, to Japan, I guess.
Japan to South Korea.
Depends. Where is Korean War?
Korean
Okay, if
War
it's in
was
this card.
played in 2003, I think.
Yes, I think so too. So South Korea it is. But what do you even do with Usuri here? Where do you play it?
I think it's probably just gonna repair.
Okay, you have Muslim Rev, so maybe Tunisia, Israel, or Tunisia too. All right, you fixed the damage.
That's
Yeah,
repair.
yes, of course. That makes more sense. Come on, one small step is a coup card.
Well, he cannot coup, right? Oh, you mean the
No, he has
US?
Uruguay.
Yeah.
I mean USA. USA can coup.
That point, Denmark, you almost there. You only need one more after that. I mean, Nigeria is the brain is completely brain dead. Everybody would do that, and then the other point is like, do you
Actually, I
actually
would have
five?
spaced first because Nigeria is not going away.
Yeah, at least up for this turn.
Yeah, I mean you do take take it this turn,
I
just
think it's like
not yet.
there is something in space for you, like to, you know, grab grab or die, basically. So
No, just that take care of the stuff you have to do.
okay, fair. Your obligations, make sure that you get rid of them. That's generally good practice. Get rid of your obligations early, so you free up your turn.
Yeah, because opponent might attack eventually, and you might want to defend yourself. Also, why did he use a 2-up, which was just a card to get mill-ups? I mean, you don't want to coup high in Uruguay. It's not really too promising.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he's not even trying to use Muslim for event. Okay, grabbing Japan, overprotecting stuff. Ah, yeah, fair point. Okay, Spacey.
Fails on the space.
Then, oh yeah. I mean, before that, the luck was, I would say, relatively even, maybe slightly leaning towards Galen, but that one real line.
You can.
Just
I
open
would
up
play OES
Africa.
funded because you can repair. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess he
Puppet's
has to.
government is free. I don't know if I want to play CRG because that's gonna reinforce everything in Africa.
No, colonials you space. You have to space any something anyway, and you are relatively protected from OAS here. Okay, space. So now you event Alliance for Progress, because that's another thing you have to do this turn. What?
Oh, he's gonna give up 4 BPs.
You're joking.
No.
No, come on. You wait with that for AR7. Maybe he's just checking the odds. The odds are bad. Okay, I assume he was checking the odds because these two plays make no sense. I mean, zero.
If you want to do that, just do with his European unrest. Just get 3.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, he's gonna be the BPs anyway, right? Because he's
Okay, I understand. He wants to play and rest for the event on AR7. But still, Soviets have practically zero moves. I mean, you play Alliance first. Because what are the Soviets going to do here?
Infinity Ops. I don't know about that. I think Galen is being a little partial here, very little bias. Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I didn't saw that. Definitely. I mean, if he means Marshall, then okay, but that's with a price attached.
Yeah.
And there's definitely no good ops this turn.
I'll go to Africa, a bunch of countries, just to make sure that when you inevitably lose those 1 stabs, you have, the numbers.
Peru maybe as well.
No, Peru is good too, for the access to Chile if you want to do some nasty stuff there.
Maybe Central, but nah.
Hungary. the legendary puppet governments into Hungary.
It's an interesting approach going against Europe like this. I guess it's clever, but then again, it's 4 VPs versus quite a lot you are spending already.
No.
Okay, every Chinese watching that is rolling in his grave right now.
I'm just gonna say your phrase, Ziemowit. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't see how. No, this is not admissible. Like that's 4 BPs.
Exactly. And now the event.
Like literally playing that card.
What? And he did all that and not playing unrest for the event.
I mean, I assume he was not gonna play on the rest of the event. Like, I don't
No,
know.
because then you stop domination in Europe for quite a while. No, I mean, the Soviets have to react to that. You just take control from 3 non-battlegrounds. I assume that was the entire plan. Okay, that works too, I guess, but...
Like, domination in South America is as 5. So basically, playing Alliance for Progress is as valuable as almost as valuable as domination in South America.
Domination itself is 3. The other 2 is from battlegrounds.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like total.
Oh, another purge. Okay, Galen has no right to complain about ops.
Yeah, this is a little.
But no, okay, he was purged on turn 3. Okay, he was the one purged. No, sorry, my mistake, but still.
Well, this is a decent hand, and Central America is gonna score big. I assume Junta on the USSR side to get access to, I don't know, Panama maybe. Maybe he'll go for Venezuela if he wants to. I mean, he's gonna get purged immediately, so I don't know.
Central is too bloody expensive here. Unless he has South America in his hand right now, you go for Central, I think. Then again, okay, Brazil is.
I mean, he can just coup Colombia and just coup Panama with a big card instead of couping with.
No, I think you have to quit Junta because you have to take Panama if the coup fails. I mean, you coup Venezuela, of course, hoping for both.
He's going for the Junta. Let's see.
Okay, I do wonder. He doesn't have South, I assume.
He doesn't have it, no.
No. Yeah, in that case... Okay, hard to say because then again, if you go for Venezuela, you go for control in Central. But you already have access to Venezuela, so that's important. Yeah, that didn't do anything. So you just grab it.
Yeah, now he can grab it for sure, but Central America is gonna score for a ridiculous amount.
But again, it has to first try to defend against the control. Should be quite easy with the other guy pert, of course. You take what's that? Bolivia?
Bolivia, Peru. Now Peru would be really helpful for you if you could.
You don't have access to Peru, but
yeah, if you would get access to Peru, it would have been way easier for you to defend the control. Gonna take Ecuador and Bolivia probably. It's gonna cost you, but you can defend it.
Yeah, but you also go for Europe. Very reasonable. And now the Soviets can't really fight for it. Poor Europe.
Oh my god, Europe is like so overloaded. Like I haven't seen a game where Europe is so overloaded in a long time.
Yeah.
This is how my games, like the first couple of games that I play on the board game, like on one of these like it was like a Comic-Con sort of, and they had the game and I was playing with a friend of mine and we were like all obsessed with Europe, right? Because the Cold War ended when the Berlin Wall fell, right? So I don't know, we had like this idea that Europe was so important. We were not cool at all. It was like super weird. But you know, we didn't know the game really well, so.
Yeah. Okay, I wonder if he's going for Venezuela. No, he's playing it safe. I assume that David will go for Venezuela, unless he has a 4-up to defend himself against a China break.
He definitely has a 4-up, but
Does he have anything?
he has a 4-up.
Oh, he has
He could
a
also
playable
he could
one.
also coup Colombia. Yeah, it's we will bury you.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so cool,
Coup
Colombia.
Get your mill ups and get access to
Just
Panama.
create a threat.
Yeah.
If you have, then again, okay, Soviets have poor ops here, but so
Also,
does
coup Colombia
Galen.
serves a double purpose because then you can brush for Panama at a
Oh, he has
66.
brush war.
Yes. So I think coup
Yeah,
Colombia is
okay,
quite a good move here. Because if he
definitely.
coups back and doesn't get it, then you can immediately brush for Panama at a really good odds.
Okay, a bit of a waste to use this particular event for it.
Yeah, you're gonna use that event for something better, but you know.
Okay, but now at least it's not clear at all. Still at 1.
He has also South African unrest. Maybe that's a coup now. I would go for the coup again. Get another shot.
Yeah, same
Because
reasoning
honestly,
stands.
Galen is running out of ops to play here.
No, but Galen only needs to coup back. He doesn't need to do anything else.
That's fair.
And he has plenty of poor cards to do that. As far as brush war goes, Italy is also a tempting target. At least if he doesn't get Colombia.
I think Panama is more important here.
But you're looking at Central America scoring when you're
Yeah,
saying that.
that's probably true. There it goes.
And Italy is a 4. It's in
It's
Europe.
Italy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Ay, ay,
fails
ay,
anyway.
ay, David, David.
It fails anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge
But
break for Galen.
yeah, that's huge. Right now he can
Okay.
score Central America for ABPs and get to 14. Probably
And
gonna
without OPEC, without Alliance, would have been game over.
we're probably gonna see a space of Nora right now. Probably hold as not.
Yeah, makes sense. So it's down to Europe and South. Both slightly or significantly pro-Soviet. Both are on turn 7.
I mean, those are yeah. That's also a problem, right? Like the cards that are gonna score his side, they're not gonna score again. So that's not favorable for David anyway.
What? Oh, okay.
I like that because now Colombia
But
is the
that's
deciding point.
easily parried. You just take
Bolivia,
Bolivia here.
but then he coups Colombia.
Okay. Right, because no, he could have taken Bulgaria, so maybe that was a better option. Although, okay,
He's in
control in South
above.
America pays better. Better? No, the same. Domination in Europe and control in South America is exactly the same value,
No,
4
control is
points.
ABPs. Control in South America.
No,
So it's
without the
+4.
battlegrounds, I mean. Difference between control and presence in South America, as far as I remember, it's 4 VPs. You get the battlegrounds anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, same in Europe.
So the difference is going from 4 to 8, and in Euro would be from going to 1 to 5, right?
Yeah. So the main question is which one is the more difficult to parry?
That is Europe.
Well, South America is easy enough. You just use 2 ops to parry
And
it.
AVM hasn't come out yet, right? I don't remember seeing AVM.
Yes, you're correct. But still, now you just take Bolivia. What is Galen consider? Oh, he wants to play Tehran for the event, of course. Huh.
Maybe trying to look to discard South America and Europe.
Yeah, but that's his last 2-op card, so he's in a bit of a pickle right now.
For sure.
Quite surprisingly, because for a Colombia coup, to the Colombian coup, he could have just responded with a coup of himself, by himself, but
I think
No?
it's really high value. Like there are 2 scoring cards that are not favorable for you. Very little cards on the deck. I think it's very favorable to play.
True, but you always assume that the other guy has the scoring. Why wouldn't he? His
Fair.
entire play this turn was
Playing South America, so yeah.
the ball was towards South America. He did not blink or make a break once.
Dictator of Canada doesn't like the play of not eventing Alliance of Progress, I guess.
Yeah.
He was like puking on the chat. Come on, guys. It's really easy to see the game from the side. Give Galen a break. Alright, so he decides to go for Bolivia and for Fade. Probably what you were saying, just being afraid of that scoring right now, right? I assume that we're gonna see a coup in Colombia right now.
Or the space. I don't know exactly.
He's going to space.
David's hand. Okay, but space. Okay, he wrote the 1, so perhaps it's better he spaced. Use space. Okay. Now Soviets know that USA doesn't have South America scoring, or Europe for that matter.
Now there's gonna be a coup in Colombia for sure, and we'll see how it goes.
Oh, event. Okay, it's very visible because it's really wasted as a coup card, especially if the other guy doesn't have the relevant. No, that's a mistake. He should have used blockade here, I think. Because for Asknot right now, you don't want to discard blockade. You want it gone for good.
Alright, so that's gonna be a band. He's holding us now, so it's I think it's fine.
Yeah, but he should not have held it. He should have played it.
Well,
okay. You know the other guy doesn't have the scorings. Okay, the gunman is still in play, so that's maybe a reason to hold it. But as far as scorings go...
Probably that's why, because his only chance at this point is probably DEFCON. The scoring is way too one-sided, and basically even if he gets South America and Europe, it's just gonna be to hold. Oh my god, oh my god, this is disgusting.
Yeah, Galen just rolling everything he wants here.
Alright, so Miller is scoring.
Okay. No gunman for Galen.
Scorings are on David's side. So ABM treaty. Che would be really strong here to get South America.
Yes, looks like it. Huh.
I think that
on the other hand, Galen has defectors and bear trap. So that's important.
There goes the defectors.
I wonder if defectors is a known card here. So
I'll put defectors is not a known card because he was discarded, right? Oh no!
Really?
No! It was a kind of 2/2. So yeah, it's a known card. It's a known card.
Yeah, because the cards are aligned. From the left, you get the cards from
Cultura
the first pile.
Cultura and Middle East are the ones that are not known.
And that's right. Yes.
And on the other side, Camp David Accords and I can cover the not known cards. Everything else is known. All right, let's see. Well, maybe he goes long gunman on headline, knowing that the factory is a possibility. Yep, he's going for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, good call. Good call. Also, it's pretty good against bird trap.
Yeah, let's do now. Probably. Do you want a coup or do you want to?
Oh, definitely you want a coup. No way. We've got time for Che.
You also got ABM treaty, so.
Yeah, but you'll need it for Panama. No, first take a coup in Africa.
Also, Asner is gonna be super free because Galen only has blue cards, so you know Asnar is
Well,
gonna
it
be.
depends on how much David remembers.
Well, he still knows everything, right? I assume that he knows everything except for the unknown cards. He knows. He's definitely gonna remember nuclear subs, Panama Canal, Bear Trap, and probably Nixon as well.
Nixon, you really take notice of the China affecting cards always.
Yeah, I think he'll know every single card. Maybe he'll forget about how I learned, but
yeah, that's sort of forgettable.
But even Am's race, I think he'll remember.
True.
That's
So
something that most
okay.
players think about whenever at the beginning of the turn when they're behind on fill-ups.
Yeah. Okay, so Zaire, I would assume, is the target here.
There he goes.
With Camp David, really? Don't you have a better coup card?
No, he doesn't. He does not.
Yeah, but that's awfully risky.
Getting really close to the.
Yeah, especially okay. Now Galen goes to space. He practically has to with culture, which is a very reasonable space card. And
Grab those VPs. And he fails.
no. Okay, a big sigh of relief for David because he knows that
Chair
okay,
right
no
now.
central scoring. Exactly.
I'm gonna say Colombia coup, and then we'll see from there. Oh, what?
I really didn't like that. I feel that he should have focused on South America here.
Yeah, because now he's gonna take Peru, and that's it.
Exactly. He should have went for South America all in. Colombia and Uruguay. I mean, if he didn't have the scoring, sure, just play
I
the
mean,
long game. But
he has ABM treaty, but that I don't know if you want to use a 4-up to coup unknown battleground just to get something that you could
no,
have done
ABM is
anyway.
for Panama here. It already has Panama's name on it.
Okay, stamp.
Not pretty much, because you got access to Panama. You just practically need a 2 and you get it.
Goes to space.
Okay,
Nice.
it worked, but as okay, no event Panama Canal return. Come on, you need to remember. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he needs to balance that out.
Yeah, but you're not going to get a domination in the Middle East because I know Shuttle Diplo, but Syria will nullify what's his name, Jordan. Okay, ABM now, hopefully, into Panama before Galen remembers about it and uses Panama Canal return to defend it. Just consider
Break
it boosts
Venezuela.
Panama. Yeah, break Venezuela, boost Panama, and gain access to Panama.
Yep.
That's how good Panama Canal
I think you
here
have to score
is.
South America here. Like I don't think that you are going to get anything better than this at this point. You already you waste your opportunity with Che.
Yeah, I would have used ABM first still.
But the problem with that is like if you don't get a good coup into Panama, now Panama Canal becomes not only a sort of like a repair in Panama, but also
Okay.
a break in Venezuela. And now you don't have cards to play because he has Asna and Grain Cells and 2 scoring cards in hand. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you probably need to score one of them. Probably South.
and I would like to see like some at least try on Europe. You are very close there.
Yeah, but with what? ABM?
IBM basically is the only thing that you have.
Yeah, maybe just dump
Take
South
Bulgaria.
America here. Because you practically don't have a card to use it here in South America.
Okay, he's gonna keep trying. Are we gonna see a coup into Uruguay or something like that? I think we are gonna see a coup into Uruguay. I don't like this at all, but just not enough.
Yeah, Georgia and Peru.
I think David is frustrated here, and he's not thinking straight. Frustrated how the way the game has gone, and he's not.
He had a golden opportunity with Che because he rolled very high on second attempt, especially. So that would have been probably a coup in Colombia, which he could easily win.
Well, it's gonna be for 4. That's gonna be for 3.
And with this attempt, he just gave away Middle East scoring.
Yep.
At least 2 VP were easy to defend.
Now we're gonna
see. Okay, he has. He says he has grain and.
Yes, grain and ask not. Yes.
So how? Okay, ask not now, right?
Do your last one now, and then throw grain cells to the red trap next turn.
Well, at least he'll have that. And I assume you grab Nigeria with it. Ah, he doesn't even discard Panama. Galen's complaining too much.
Yeah,
he had plenty of luck in this game.
I don't think Galen can complain that much, to be honest. He had a couple of hands he has to manage. That's true, but all in all, he's had. He's had a decent amount.
I mean, he started with Dicarlo and Distal in his hand.
Yeah, he's had Dicarlo 2 times. He's has Distal without getting blockaded out. So. Okay, there you go.
Really? Van? Not Bird Trap? Okay, maybe he remembers about grain cells.
He probably does. Like, grain cells is a card that you definitely want to remember. Alright, so we go to the late war. This is a red hand if I assume 1. Now he can complain about it.
Little bit, maybe, but Suez will just fix itself, and it affects only scored regions.
Junta. I mean, Junta sweetens the deal a little bit, and Voice of America as well. So UA probably gonna be holding that.
This style you could practically play already.
Now, honestly, I mean, it's still giving 4 ops, you know. That's
yeah.
Still giving 4 ops. Like, giving 4 ops is never good, but
maybe South African Unrest is the most problematic card here. Because you'll just space OPEC, I assume. Okay, at least he gets that.
Or maybe he played it last time, so I don't know. Alright, we're gonna see Venezuela coup. Coup Venezuela?
Maybe he goes for both. Okay, makes sense. Really?
Okay, if you're gonna roll like that, doesn't matter. Sure.
Yeah, Galen just rolls this game. David didn't have maybe the worst luck with the coups.
And now he can just realign Chile.
Never quite enough.
Now he can realign Chile and just get it.
Yeah, but it's a scored region.
Africa is starting to look more and more red now.
True, but even if with African control, you just take the score to even. And Asia is due, Central is due.
I mean, you're gonna put 1 in Thailand right now. You still have the China card, so you can either flip.
No, USA has China card.
Oh, that's fair.
Maybe get a draw in Asia. No, it's 8-5.
No. Not even if you take Burma. You have to take Burma, Afghanistan, and Indonesia to be able
to okay. You take Indonesia here, okay. Why didn't he take Indonesia? No, come on, you should have. start fighting for Asia.
We'll bury you.
Make it look like a threat. That Algerian influence was not really necessary.
Yeah, that was completely like that point could have been in Thailand for a potential flip at some point. Or Indonesia, like you said.
Indonesia, because Galen would never get rid of the China card, I think. That would nullify Formosan. He doesn't have... no, Kitchen is active. Come on. Man, that's 2 VPs. Okay, he rolls a 6, of course.
No, of course.
But that's 2 VPs. I mean, come on, use
Yeah.
another card. Although, okay, it's... No, South
doesn't
can
have
unrest, maybe.
He doesn't have a lot
Yeah,
of cards to play with, but yeah.
that's true.
But that's 2 VPs. Like I
Yeah. 1 up, 2 VPs.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I knew I would roll a 6.
So they both get their mill ups. Galen still need one more. All back to space. This time doesn't want to give 4 VPs. Okay.
Yeah, now he rolled a 6. Okay, so
I
2
mean,
into South Africa, I
at least
assume.
he's consistent, you know, he's just running high all the time.
Well, not all the time. They did both get to space 5 and 4, respectively,
Okay,
without one small step ever being used.
Special relationship doesn't have any effect.
What on earth is he doing with that card? Europe is scored already.
And you have 5 in France, so it's like very...
Yeah.
You gotta use those 2 ups in South Africa.
Oh,
Interesting
yes,
that he doesn't want to use the event of Bear Trap.
He knows about grain sales, I assume.
So you just want to keep it in the hand. I think that's fair. That's fair.
That's always a problem. I assume if David has anything to space this turn, he will, hoping for a discard.
He could space Chernobyl, but I think it's kind of a waste.
Yeah.
I'll play Chernobyl.
Okay, now South Africa, sorry. Because that's the only region he has going for him.
There he goes, the D-Style.
That's premature.
Now, the problem here is like, now that the events are coming, now that Galen has to, you know, manage some crisis, he doesn't have ops to be able to do anything about it. He has Chernobyl in hand, he has Solidarity, and he has Ortega and Grain Cell. So what is he gonna do?
Even got Ortega. Wow, that's huge. So no DEFCON loss.
No DEFCON loss.
Or not even a threat to force the play of the China card.
No, there's nothing because Longaman is gone, Ortega is gone, so...
Yep, even Wilbury is gone if that mattered. So, yeah, Galen would just easily manage all the crises of the turn.
Now he has repairs. Alright, now you know that he has some trouble, so what are you gonna do about it?
Well, whatever your ops will allow, but what do they allow?
You're gonna see Solidarity play right now.
Yeah, you also have trouble, it seems.
Now he has to repair, probably.
Yeah.
Just to get the domination in Europe going. Even though domination in Europe is just because UK is broken, right? So it's not really like real domination. Now we're gonna see South African unrest. That one is like very moderate, doesn't really do anything, but because you already
seems like they're both playing one of these parallel games this turn where one side is just racing against the other on a separate track, just doing their own thing.
Yeah,
like Seven Wonders, for example. Managing their hand and the crisis, not really interacting with the opponent. Okay, realign, Chile. Of course it works. One more time. You don't have a better target. Okay, of course it works again. Oh, he's going for it, and he fails. Okay, Suez, I assume, since it's not really a problem in any foreseeable future. What? No, that's a mistake. Come on, play Suez, and all the Soviet influence from UK will be wiped by Thatcher the Betrayer anyway. And now you jeopardize Asia. He will take Burma, he will take Afghanistan, and that's already 7.
Oh, where is he
Okay,
gonna take out? Saharan states?
yeah, that's a problem maybe because you don't have a good way to take number 8. Huh.
You're gonna put in Indonesia because it's already controlled, it's uncontrolled countries.
Yeah, you don't have access to Indonesia. That decall into Algeria really should have went there. On the other hand, I don't recall seeing a map this locked on turn 8 already so too often. Every single battleground is controlled. All the critical non-battlegrounds practically as well. Europe
Europe is like
looks
packed with
like
ops. Like there's not a. You could not. The
2
only
angry
Bulgaria.
toddlers making the playground there. I mean, I really hope for some drastic events happening because otherwise, I mean, look at South America. Every single country is controlled.
Yeah, I mean I've seen that before on a game
Yeah,
from.
it happened, but it looks like a front line
Yeah.
going from north to south. U.S. armies, USSR armies.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason. Yes, going for a draw in Central. That's something you should react to, which means you don't create that many threats.
Yeah, that's really good. That forced him to play VOA
Ooh,
early.
hello. No war games in Africa. I wonder if this could still be a game, a tough game, if there's no Asia or
Well,
Central, but you did the sound,
this is a
which,
hand. This is a hand to manage as well, right? Like Muslim Rev is not easy. You're gonna have to repair. Portuguese Empire is like okay. Willy Brandt is at 1 BP. Suez is
yeah.
not playable right now. I mean,
West you
it
can
is
always
playable.
place.
Okay,
No, you
sure.
can play it just repair Israel, ignore UK.
Yeah, not a lot of free ops for last turn. Thank God he has, but he cannot even play China. Otherwise, he lose Asia. So, and
And he
on
can
the other
use it
hand,
to take South Korea, but this is turn 9, so he's not going to. Whoa, okay.
there are not really
Ballsy.
that many problems. So he's gonna get Muslim Rev.
Missile Envy grabs Muslim Rev. Okay, good enough.
Yeah, because you're gonna get 5 ops out of it. AWOX.
Come on! You're kidding me.
But it's really good because now he's gonna just counter that and
No. Uh, okay, Galen paid some real good money
oh
to a playdeck developer.
oh because yeah AWOX cancels it. Oh my god, that's a pretty nice counter.
Oh, poor David. I
Brutal.
mean, I really thought that he's going to get a break here, improve his position in the Middle East. And not only it just get worse, but also due to 5-year plan, which was a good play, of course, now he has grain cells issues. So what's he going to do? Play grain cells now?
He
Or
has to,
really...
otherwise he loses, right? He
Well,
has to
he
play the
could
same
pray
card.
that he will successfully... No, he cannot
Oh,
space and hold. Of course he can.
he has solved negotiation, so it's fine. He could
Oh,
just
okay.
stress Afghan.
Yeah, so you just coup something. Panama, I assume. Oh, Mexico.
Mexico's juicy. Yeah, he's going for it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he doesn't roll like Galen, not at all. He didn't even need that much.
Yeah, he just needed like to put one there.
Exactly.
Secure the Mexico position.
Ugh.
We are here rooting for the underdog, but dude, it's like nothing works.
Yeah. He could have gotten such a decent break, but AWACS.
Hey, Wax. Yep. That would have been really, really good because it would have like wiped him out of like Egypt and Libya. I would have put a very tough position for later in the game.
Yeah.
I think Galen is
Okay, so now
happy to waste a turn just trading coups because he's so far ahead and
well, he will score Africa for 10 this turn, so he will not be that much ahead. Okay, base?
Base NATO. Okay. I think you can play NATO here like anytime, like at this point.
Yeah, I mean he did it to be able to discard grain at the end of the turn, but still.
But he can. Because he's gonna solve something, so he's gonna have one card to hold. Okay, that's fair. But I don't know if NATO was there.
All right, he should have probably secured Asia and Middle East first.
Yep.
Now it's going to be a fight because if Galen controls South Korea, then he can even play the China card without real repercussions.
There he goes. Event.
ABM. Yeah, kind of sad because it will be diminished due to salt if he wants to use it for a coup. Okay, attempt. Okay, it's Galen rolling, so it of course works.
That's enough for now. He can counter coup. He wants for Nigeria. I think he should.
Well, he needs to, of course.
He should counter.
He's not going to get a better target.
Yes, Latin American debt crisis and Iran Contra for the coup.
Okay, I'm going to bet that David will miss his roll.
No, come on.
I mean, he will roll 3 at best.
No, he's gonna roll a 4 or 5 here. It's gonna be a big coup.
Nah.
Big coup, big energy. Well, okay.
Okay, it worked, but...
Now he's gonna flip it.
Did it work? Yeah, it will cost him ABM. Unless he had a 3-up.
I don't even know if it's worth it. Oh, don't you rather
Africa control, man. That one country is 4 VP.
But it's 6 to 8, right? I don't know if he has 6 VPs and Africa. Oh no, it would be 9.
What do you mean 9? I mean that Nigeria is worth 4 VP. If he controls Nigeria, it's 10.
Yeah, it's 11 and 1 for presence. Okay. Okay. It's a lot. Yeah, it's
I would first use a 3-up if he has it to take it.
If he does it in Mexico, what's it? It would be 4 VP as well.
Yeah, but Mexico is a risky target. 1 in 3 only chance to succeed.
Okay, fair. Suez is a little nasty to be honest, but he's gonna be forced to play.
Okay, cost him. Whoa!
He's going for Mexico.
Whoa!
Not good enough.
And actually, he'll get it because Galen will spend the China card for it, huh? And 1 in Nigeria. I didn't think he would.
I think he would have dumped Africa here.
But no, central control is huge. So David got a decent roll, but just not enough.
That's not enough.
Yeah, I think these are the only kind of role he's getting in this game, at least in Battlegrounds. Utter shit, or decent, but not enough.
Yeah. Now we're gonna see.
Well, probably just some pure ops. What? He's going. Oh, okay. He's going for central, but under salt. Yeah, don't like it.
Gonna be 6, but that's just not quite enough.
Okay, at least mid-ups. No mid-ups for Galen.
That's fair enough. Discard. And okay, War Games falls on the USSR.
Asia and Ames, so he can.
You can just discard this. Well, he can just score it, you know.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, Ames means that he doesn't have to worry about any problems with his hand. Because terrorism, whatever hits, okay, it's a poor hand to be fair, but
it's a quite a poor hand for last AR. But and the other hand is kind of monster, to be honest. But US Japan is unplayable. Not this free. Soviet PAL could be playable if you place it on the first turn for ops, just for 2 VPs and play for 4.
Okay,
eventually take South Korea would be decent.
Yeah, soon he will. But first, you go for a coup in Mexico. Because you practically have
to play Soviet before he can take South Korea. Otherwise, it becomes unplayable and it's more problems to your hand.
You mean Cal?
Playing Cal right now for ops and just lower the DEFCON with that.
And to grab South Korea.
Grab South Korea and tie it up. That's like 6 VPs, right? No, 4 VPs. Well, no, it'd be 6 because if he takes
2 for it. And Central stays controlled. I mean, you have to play the long odds at this moment if you're David. Does he even have a good chance here? Let me think. Because Europe will turn out to be a draw. It practically has to. Okay, he really needs finally gets a good roll.
That's a lot of BPs. I just swing
there. Yeah.
Now we see Asia. So that means he could play US Japan, right? Now US. Oh no, US Japan is 3 VPs.
No.
Oh yeah.
3.
3 VPs.
So, but he could and probably should play the China card, maybe even immediately, to get South Korea again. I mean, he wants to space this turn anyway, but he wants to fight for Asia as well. Okay, but this coup in Mexico made a little bit of a difference here. Okay, maybe you take.
It's gonna be enough.
Take Saudi first. By itself, no. But if you retain domination of Europe and Africa and get a draw in Asia, at least before the last move, then maybe.
You play Pershing here for ops? Sorry,
Pershing?
Pershing for event for that extra VP and like break things in Europe, so he cannot just tie it up.
But USA has Pershing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was thinking that would confuse a hand anyhow.
Also, if this is 1 hour game, no, okay, he has extra 4 minutes.
Some extra minutes. He
started later.
Yeah. But he's the one that has to do all the thinking because he's the one that has to try to see it out. Galen is like sitting pretty, right?
Pretty much. Okay, you either go with China card now or secure Saudi Arabia.
Iraq war. Okay, he's going for the stab there. Understandable.
Very reasonable. Okay, against this hand, he will win the ops war.
Yeah, Galen has some problems to manage. Marine Barrack is like
he has total shit in this hand. I mean, Pershing is a space card. Ames is playable only in last AR. Social is practically needed to fix itself if you want to have any chance in Europe. Yeah. That is just one op.
And Pershing is a card you have to repair as well. If you want to have a chance
no, you space Pershing because that's an extra VP.
Yeah. Well, if he's in a spacer, then that's a card that he can play for ops. So, and Colonial
yeah,
Ruler
but if
does.
you play for ops, you have to repair it anyway, and you pay 1 VP for privilege of playing it. David actually has a chance here against this shit hand with his good hand.
His okay hand, but his okay hand, it has become not as good because now he has Soviet, shutdown call. He cannot play that.
He
US
gets to hold
Japan.
2 cards.
He cannot play US Japan. So he has Reagan, NORAD, North Sea Oil, Iran-Iraq War, and Summit. So yeah, okay, North Sea Oil is kind of free. NORAD is free. Reagan is
Reagan
okay,
is free.
is free, but you know it's not like a lot of ops. It's like okay ops.
Yes, but Galen has practically no ops.
That's fair. I think he's gonna take South Korea, but I don't know how much farther than that he can go. NORAD is not gonna have a lot of effect.
There's one problem here that he has. What? He's giving up the event, surrendering Europe in effect. Because that's
gonna be
wow. Okay.
one with Germany to break.
Yeah, because that means Europe stays dominated. You don't fight for Europe anymore. Once you've done that.
So it's West Germany, Benelux, Canada probably, or Greece, Canada. Yeah, Greece, Canada. Okay. And now, do you want to repair? No, he wants to
No,
fight.
you go for Asia. You forfeit all hopes in Europe. And that means you also get to use socials. Yeah, that was clever of Galen.
He can
Just
play.
saying, I don't care about Europe. I put all my pawns in Asia. Question is, does
that even enough?
David have?
Let's
Does
say
David
Asia,
have enough to
Asia,
take control
I don't know.
of
We'll
South
see.
Korea?
I think so, but it depends on how crazy does Galen goes on. I guess.
Well,
Because
okay, you have to repair probably Marine barracks, unless otherwise you're getting dominated. So Galen has 4 more ops for now, and then okay, last AR Eldritch.
that's basically free because it's not gonna do anything.
Yes,
Okay, socialist governments
government.
now he's forfeiting Europe, right? So this is
Yeah,
gonna
pretty
be free.
much.
So this is gonna be free. So this is 3 ops that he has,
Yeah.
and now he doesn't have that much ops to follow up because he has Iran Iraq War, Reagan bombs Libya, and Summit. So
He has 5. Oh, the other 2 are unplayable. Got it.
the other 2 are unplayable. Yeah.
So he has 5. Which should be just enough for South Korea.
Let's see.
Because
So he has
okay, he
Saddam
now
and
play
Marine bomb.
Reagan, for example, which means that okay, Galen will have to break something with Eldritch, and we have, of course, a very rich choice here, because he could break Venezuela for South American domination. Oh, actually not very rich. Venezuela or Japan. Okay, he's considering it. And starting to worry, starting the count.
Yep. So he had it, but now he's like, okay, what happened if I lose this, right?
Will be close. Oh, and then another target to break would be Iran for a domination in the Middle East. Okay, so now David plays Summit, I guess. Okay, of course, Galen will lose 2 VPs from Middle Ops.
That's fair. We have to comment about that because right now he's not gonna get a coup. I don't
He's
think
going
so.
to get 1 from China, so the score will be at 4 for Galen before the count. The map, okay, 1 from
5,
Central.
6 for Africa.
Europe is 6.
Oh yeah,
6
Europe
for
he
Soviet.
doesn't have West. That's fair. So that's 12. Asia, let's assume.
No, that's why. That's for the Soviets, and the current score is for the USA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
12,
so
12 for Soviets, so that would put it at minus 7,
including
right?
Africa, you mean?
Yeah, Africa
Yes,
plus Europe,
include.
yes.
Okay, -1 for Central. Oh, he went for ay.
That doesn't do anything for you, bro.
Oh, actually, it might, because he'll play Marine Barracks now. And that means
But he doesn't know
temporary
that.
Soviet domination in the Middle East.
But he didn't know that.
Not true. But he started to assume that he'll not be able to control South Korea. I mean, he has one playable op.
Yep.
So he had to assume that no way I'm doing that. Decided to take domination of the Middle East instead.
Oh, okay, that's the play, right? He was going for summon and get the domination, but he's gonna get it anyway because
No,
Marine
he's
Barracks
gonna get it from Marine Barracks,
so that's
which
gonna
means
free
he'll have
up
a
1 point
choice.
for protect Venezuela.
Or for spacing to grab 4 VPs.
Oh, that's fair. Well, but I think it's more VPs. There's 100% of the break in Venezuela.
But there will be a break anywhere, anyway. I mean, he will break Middle East otherwise for 3, which is okay, less than South America, but still something.
Yeah, but from his standpoint, he will have 4 up to break 2 things, right? So he's gonna think, okay, he's gonna break me in Venezuela, he's gonna break Middle East. But I don't know, because now
I think
after
he has to assume that there is no 4-up. No, if there was a 4-up, he would have used it to retake South Korea after the China play. So he has to assume 3-up at best.
Okay.
Okay, Libya, Saudi, of course. 11, that's 4. Yeah, but the map is 7.
He could take both in Saudi Arabia
Now it's
and just
10.
overprotect Venezuela.
Oh, he didn't know. Oh, yes, very clever. Now it's a problem. Yeah, so you immediately take domination of Central, with obviously another successful roll, and take care of the Millops issue. Yeah, it has to be game Galen right now.
Yep, Galen was able to hold his advantage, unless.
No, there is no unless.
I
here.
mean, you can play US Japan. US Japan is 3 VPs. That's too much.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could just go for realignments yourself, or.
But probably the most VP efficient play is to use Summit for Nicaragua. But then again, okay, he just takes El Salvador and breaks Venezuela. Yeah, so probably you'd repair Venezuela instead.
Okay, he's going for
over
summit.
control.
Maybe he should go for summit event. I mean,
+1. No. Okay, he's going for a coup, which will fail, and here it is. Okay, didn't exactly fail, but.
But no, it's not gonna be enough. We'll see the realignments.
Yeah, not enough. Aims, breaks Venezuela, goes to Nicaragua, and that's, roughly about 5 for USA after the scoring.
Doesn't matter, right? He probably made the math, right? That's tied right now before he does anything.
He doesn't have to. He knows it's enough.
Yep. That's probably gonna be enough. 3 domination, but he's ahead on the scoring, so that's probably it. HS4. South America is 5. No, South America is 4.
Yes, 4. So that's 8.
Central America
versus 12.
Central America will be 3, right?
Wait. Is it enough though?
Yeah, he has 5 on the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, I know. One more from the China card. He get 8. It's from. But that's the best move anyway, so he has to do that. But I wonder if No, it will be much closer than that. I'm wondering if it won't be a tie.
Let's see.
Well, because 15 for the Soviets versus 4, 8, 11. See, no, I think USA wins by 2, something like that.
Hero realigns.
Yeah, no. Oh, come on, Galen, you know it's the best move. Whatever the score is, it's not going to be better.
Well, but if he's losing with the best move, then he probably wanna go for
No,
crazy
then he
realigns.
doesn't have. Then he's losing. But he's not.
Africa 6, Europe 6, that's 12. Middle East is 3,
3.
4.
Yeah, so it's 3. So that's 15. Brings you to plus 10, but Asia is 4. South America will be 4. So that's 2. Central America is 3 after domination. So that's 1 plus China card 2. Okay, he's saying that's but by 4. I didn't really look that close into
No,
it, so might be right.
he said he's plus 1.
Oh, just click the button, you're winning anyway. And you don't have a better move also anyway.
Pass.
Oh, he's winning by 2, yeah, okay. Or by 1? Did it take control or account of the China card? Yeah.
Yeah, by 1.